Hello everyone, and welcome back to a preview of August 2024. We're recording this on Saturday, July 27th, so we got 4 days left in this month and a lot of time for a lot more previews to come out after we've recorded this video. So if I'm missing something, that's why. Artisan Guild has not released any previews yet. Arbiter Miniatures, not that I can see. I'm not currently a Patreon of theirs because they are moving some things around in their Patreon. Archvillain Games usually would have a preview by now. I did not see it. Bite the Bullet. Now, Bite the Bullet has done their preview, and apparently the August release will be Bullet Souls Part 2. I believe this is inspired by a video game. I'm not entirely sure. You can see a list of miniatures over there on the left, as well as some bases that will be released too. Just to show you another view of that, we have this view here. I believe these would be some excellent boss monsters for your group. They also will be doing a throwback as well, including these miniatures. Cast and Play has not really released a preview per se. I do want to give them a shout out. They have a Frontier on My Mini Factory for Death Tiles, Death X Tiles. I've never really understood that motif, but Caves and Caverns set. Awesome Frontier. I was not going to back it. It's only like a 7-day Frontier, but the first day deal was like $5 or $10. It was a ridiculously good deal, and I was like, I can't not back this. So just wanted to give them a shout out for that. They did post this on their Instagram with the message, "Beware, malevolent beings lurk in the shadows. Can you guess what terrifying creature awaits?" Reminds me of one of my favorite cartoons ever, Gargoyles, but don't think that's a gargoyle. Epic Miniatures, in epic miniature fashion, has already released their first August preview, and this is going to be Old Fables. Now, we'll come back and review every miniature because their releases are always so huge with so many sculpts, but I did want to give you a preview of what we're looking at. First off, we have this fairy tale house, for lack of a better term, just beautiful place. We have lots of terrain of various sorts to be open for you, portals and trees and all sorts of goodies. We have unicorns and unicorns with wings, all sorts, for any of the bronies that are out there. We see a green hag on the left, and on the right, I would have called this a centaur, but they are calling it a fawn druid. A swarm of cats, because why not, and a mushroom goblin. Perhaps those cats see that rat behind the mushroom goblin. It's just the pictures I put together here. We have various fairies. We see a fae adventurer female over on the right. We have a black panther. We have a rose spirit, I believe, is on the left, and this is some sort of fairy character as well. I did not write the name down. I apologize. This is a fabled owl bear, and then we have a classic fairy dragon. Now, I'm not sure how big you're supposed to print that off. It does say it comes on a large size 51mm base. And there's some other things that they're releasing that I haven't shown here. And then more terrain, but wait a second, what is that? What if we turn, oh, okay. All right, Epic, not a big fan of mimics personally, and you seem to be. They have some other things coming out. We'll come back and look at those again. Highlands Miniatures is going to be looking at Eternal Dynasties again, so very quick, very small preview of their basically desert undead. Printing Goes On Ever On has not released a preview yet that I see, so we're going to skip on past that. STL Miniatures has a Kickstarter going, not a Frontier, but a Kickstarter for Rangers, and I would encourage you to check out their Kickstarter. STL Miniatures does amazing work, in my opinion, and this is designed for the miniature agnostic game Rangers of Shadow Deep. They just can't, since there are miniatures that are officially for that, I don't believe they could call it that, but it is designed with that in mind. This month they'll be releasing the Beggars Guild. There's lots of different terrain pieces, a pigeon coop, various tables and tarps. And we'll come back and look at these miniatures in a little bit more detail when we look at the review. They also like to continue their miniature agnostic needs, and we see the Frost City release for this month will be the Banshee, and in Ranger style they'll be releasing the Dark Roots. Titan Forge Miniatures has released their August preview as well. We see wizards and orcs along with their typical RPG models as well. Again, we'll come back and look at this in more detail, but we did want to look at the big baddie here with the orcs, basically a type of giant. And we see some, I presume these are trolls. And with the wizards, we see some very, I hate to use the word, but characterful characters. We see a fella on the right with a kind of scary looking book and several critters. And we see a lady on the left that is apparently very fond of plants. So if you need some characters for, you know, maybe a school of magic, those might work out well for you. Titan Forge also likes to do 3 adventurer models and a few random general bad guys for your characters. Mantic Vault has done a preview in a different way for their Mantic Vault, and right now this appears to be mostly sci-fi. So I did want to put this image in here. This is not an official image on their website. This is an image that was sent out in an email, but everything here seems to be sci-fi driven, so we're just going to skip that and put that in a sci-fi video. One-page rules will probably be releasing more for the Age of Fantasy quest. I don't see anything yet for it. They did say that this would be for the Night Stalkers, and this was a horror dragon or swamp dragon, something to that effect. Towards the end here, I did want to introduce a different Patreon than I normally don't include, which is Fleshcraft Studio, but I've had my eye on them. I like their artwork. The renders, at least, are very clean looking, and this is their Mortals of Ashmorn, the 3rd release of this, which is a leader, a rich merchant over on the right, the support, which is apparently his daughter, and 3 hawkers that are selling pies and apples and bread. So just characters to have around town, and I'm a big fan of townsfolk miniatures like this. So just very interesting work. I'm not exactly sure what all they're planning on doing with this. I don't know if it's their own game or not. That's kind of the vibe I get. But if not, they could, you know, that's a suggestion, Fleshcraft. So anyway, thanks for watching. That's a preview. There's a lot more to come, and I'll see you soon.